Okay, let's see if this is working. I think it is. Or is it? That's a question. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, welcome everyone to round 2 of season 11, tier 2, GT7. I'm really hungover. So you'll have to bear with me today. I'm not going to be as excitable as usual. So yeah, we're on round 2. Let me quickly get up the standings to see where we were at the end of round 1. So post stewards, we had Spectre in the lead ahead of Dude, DB Elite, Ian, and Perry. They were all separated by a single point, the top 4, and then the top 10, I think, were separated by 10 points. So yeah, no one really came out as a contender from round 1. But let's see how they did in qualifying. So we got Krilla qualifying last, so I think that's his worst ever qualifying in ALR, to be honest. So I don't know if he just doesn't agree with this track. It is quite a difficult one to get to grips with. There's a lot of trail braking and unique ways that you need to approach some of these corners. Then we got Tapos in 15th. Again, bit of a surprising qualifying to see our former Tier 1 driver qualifying so low. And I would have thought that this would have been a good track for the Aston Martin as well. Then we've got Mortal Veloz making his ALR debut. He is actually a Tier 1 driver, but Tier 2 guys dropped out at the last minute and there was space for him, but he only qualified 14th. He did say that he didn't have much time to practice, so that might be why. Then we got Ben, Big Beaver, in 13th in the Peugeot RCZ. He was really quick. I think he set a fastest lap, actually, last week, so I'm surprised that he's down as well. Then we got Nineball making a return to ALR after, I think it was like 2 seasons out. He is in P12 in the Dodge Viper. Then we got Ian, our feature race winner last week. He is only in 11th. He's usually quite good in qualifying as well, so a bit of a surprise there. Andy having a bit of a better time in qualifying, this time getting into the top 10. And Arfiksad, who returns from race ban, he is in 9th. He was the runner-up last season to Elian, and he's managed to qualify ahead of him today. Then we got the dude who is second in the championship, who could only get P8 in qualifying, so he's got a lot of work to do in this sprint race. Then Turbo Boy P7 in the other Mazda RX Vision. Perry in P6 in the McLaren, the only McLaren on the grid today. Then we got DB Elite in 5th, who had a pretty decent go of it last week in the Lexus. Simon in the other Toyota, the dude's teammate, had a horrible week last week, but he's managed to get it in P4 on the grid today. Pasty missed last week, and he's basically making his Tier 2 debut, and he's put it on P3 on the grid, so really good qualifying for him. Then we've got Zico, who had pole position last week, but fell away in the races. And we have Elite Spectre, our championship leader, actually extended and gets the pole position point. And yeah, really good qualifying for him. And let's see if he can extend his lead again. So let's get this race going. And it's lights out. Away we go. Looks like a pretty decent start from Elite Spectre. Even better from Pasty behind. He's right behind Zico, who's actually gone into P1 there. And he's got the inside line for the corner. So Zico takes the lead straight away from Elite Spectre. Elite Spectre's really close behind him though, with Pasty, DB Elite and Simon behind. It looks like Simon and DB Elite are having a little drag race as well down into this hairpin coming up. So is Elite Spectre's going to try and move down the inside there, and he's not brave enough on the brakes, and a couple of cars going wide there. Looked like Perry went a little bit wide, and Arfiksad's managed to work his way up to P6 already. Something happened to DB Elite, and he's gone down to 12th. Is this his famous internet bugging? Let's go back. He was in 4th. This must be so frustrating. And then challenging Pasty. But yeah, and then he's all of a sudden in P12 and getting challenged from Elliott. So everyone gets a free space. The dude hasn't really had a great opening lap either. He's lost a couple of places, and he's, well, just managed to overtake 3 cars in one corner there. Some dodgy driving going on there between Hellboy and Andy. And now he's challenging Perry for P6. A little bit further up, looks like the top 3 are gapping Simon a little bit here. Spectre seems to have a lot more pace than Zico at this point of the race. Zico was last week famously horrible on his tyres, and he started on the softs again because he got himself a little penalty. Well, he would have got a penalty, but he finished last in the sprint race last week for starting on the wrong compound for the sprint race. So Pasty's lost maybe a couple of tenths on the top 2 there as we head and finish the first lap. The first of, I think, get 8 laps. Simon coming under a bit of pressure now from Arthur's side, who's working his way up really well in the opening stage of this race. He's right on board with him. He's going to try and move down the inside. Simon kind of protects it, but not very well, and he just, yeah, that's probably the easiest part of the track to overtake. If you can get the inside line, you can brake very late as well and still slow it down enough to hit the apex, and that's exactly what Arfaxad did. And now he's up into P4 on his Tier 2 debut. Let's see what's happened a little bit further down, because there's some gaps for him. Perry is quite well positioned. His car has great tyre life compared to the cars ahead, so if he can stick with the top guys, he can probably start challenging in a few laps time when the tyres start going off. Dude up in P7, Andy 8th. Big Beaver managed to have a decent opening lap. He's in the top 10. Got Krilla, who started at last. He's already up into 11th, fending off our Tier 1 driver Mortal. Looks like Mortal got a good overtake done there. And these guys must have had some incidents. They are way off the pack. Yeah. So we are rounding the final corner to start lap 3, and Zico has managed to create a little bit of a... Well, him and Elite Spectre actually have managed to shake off Pasty. Pasty's getting caught now by Arfaxad. But yeah, this whole top 10, 11 are pretty close together still. Simon might be coming under pressure a little bit from Perry soon. Looks like Perry's closed the gap a little bit. No one's really challenging for positions though. Let's stick with the front guys. Let's ride on board with Elite Spectre. So Elite Spectre didn't really have much to do in race 1 last week. He had, I think he hit the front straight off the line, overtaking Zico. This time it's worked out the other way, so he's going to have to do some work if he's going to win this sprint race. Let's have a little check on the tyres. Zico's tyres are slightly more worn than Elite Spectre's. Pasty's pretty similar to Elite Spectre's as well. Arfaxad's quite good actually. Arfaxad's tyre life. I think the Mazda is pretty good on the tyres. Simon's are a lot worse. Pad user and the Toyota's not great on tyres anyway. But he's still fending off Perry for now. And the dude hasn't been able to catch up to these guys yet. Looks like I was going to say, looked like Perry was over-revving his car a little bit there in second and third gears. Very smooth driving there from Simon. Taking that corner really well. Didn't use the full width of the track though. Oh, Simon goes wide there. That's going to open the door for Perry potentially. And he puts his tyre on the dirt. It looks like Perry did a little bit as well. Perry's got the run, but this is a tricky part of the track to kind of go side by side, and it looks like he's just going to slot behind Simon for now. Dude's catching them now as well. Simon's going to have to go a little bit defensive here, unless Perry, yeah, I was going to say, good job he backed out of that one. Wouldn't have been a good place to overtake, and it probably would have sent Simon into the wall. So end of lap 4, pretty much at the halfway stage, and it's looking fairly comfortable for the top 2. Actually, Zico has started to create a gap on Elite Spectre. I don't know if Elite had a mistake in one of the corners, but he's actually fallen, well, Pasti will be in a slipstream now, basically. HKS, I wonder what that stands for. Pasti's got the, I think that's the Devon flag as well, on the rear of his car. Perry's still pretty close to Simon, and the dude is right behind him now as well, so I think Perry's going to have to try and make a move fairly soon, or else the dude will probably be able to have a little look at him. He did get an exit, a much better exit from that corner than Simon. Simon goes wide again, and he just gives that position to Perry, and he loses the position to his teammate as well. Unlucky for Simon. Maybe pressured into it, trying to fend off Perry. And he goes wide again. So is that going to allow... Actually, Ian is a little bit too far behind for now. I think Ian just got past Ben there as well. Oh, yellow flags. Who's that for? Looks like Arfixad. Let's see what's happened to Arfixad. So we're going around the hairpin. One of many hairpins on this track. He didn't get enough rotation on his car, and does a nice 180. Actually minimises the time lost there. But he does drop down to 7th, even behind Simon, who went off earlier in the lap. So all of Arfixad's good work has been undone, and that gives another free place to Perry and the dude. So they just haven't really done any overtakes on track, but they've wound up in the top 5 just by driving consistently. This is good news for Pasti though. He had 2 cars right behind him, and now he's got a bit of breathing space. Having a really good debut in Tier 2, Pasti. Doing much better than his former Tier 3 drivers. Got Arfax in P6. Elliot in P8. Oh, Arfaxad's actually done a great little move around the outside of... Well, he's going side by side with Simon. It looks like he's got the position done. And then he's going to have to do it around the outside as well. And he had much better traction on the exit, basically, to get P6 back. And is Simon going to be able to come back at him again? All this fighting is going to be damaging his tyres though. He's got to be careful not to make a mistake and then get overtaken again by Elian. Looks like Afixad's got that position sorted now, and Simon keeps it on the tarmac this time around. So this group of four is very, very close together now. No one decided to try a one-stop by the looks of things. Actually, let's go. It looks like Andy did actually. So he's down in P10, but he has a lot of clear air in front of him. He might be able to get the fastest lap here as well. Well, actually, he needs to find a second. Krilla didn't, and he's still behind Andy. And 9ball has some damage. Let's see what happened to 9ball. Oh, he's already got the damage there and there. This is some long damage. So what happened to him? He's got Andy. Oh, Andy kind of bashing his way through there. Oh dear. And then he loses 2 positions as a result. Andy in a rush. And 9ball actually has completely dead tyres, and he's got another couple of laps to go on this. So I don't know if he's going to jump in the pits. Mortal will be closing in on him as well, probably. So let's see what's happening a little bit further up. Looks like Elian's trying to have a go on Simon, but he's got the outside of this really tricky corner. One of the places you can't overtake, and he gets hit by Big Beaver. Absolutely spanned. Beaver's carrying on. And Andy gets a free position from Elian as well. I don't know if that was reported actually, I don't think so. So unlucky for Elian. A bit of breathing space for the guys in front as well, because that was a 4-way battle, and now they've managed to spread out a little bit. So is Perry managing to catch Pasty? Not at the moment, but look at Pasty's tyres, they're about to go completely off. So I think he might be getting caught in the next lap or two, and Perry's got a chance of a podium here for sure. Although Pasty's keeping pretty close to the top 3. Zico's actually lost some of his advantage there that he built up. They're all on completely dead tyres, these top 3. And Perry has plenty left, so it does bode well for him. So let's ride on board with Perry, see what he could do. Duck inside here, yeah, take advantage of the better grip, and it was quite easy at the end for Perry there. And Pasty's just going to have to slot in behind him. And I think that's Pasty's hopes of a podium gone there. But Perry now has Elite Spectre pretty close in front of him now. So maybe in a couple of corners he'll be able to have a go. Ooh, he managed to brake a lot late there. He's going for it. That wasn't not a good move. Not a good move by Perry there. I think that one did end up getting reported to the stewards. And that loses Elite Spectre 2 positions. Yeah, not great. Let's watch that from Elite Spectre's point of view. So for him, Perry's quite far behind at this point. And then obviously not expecting him to be at the apex, because he was quite far behind at that corner, and now he's got damage as well. So it might open the door for the dude to actually get him as well, because he's going to be carrying that damage for a little while. And he does have the slipstream as well. He's going to have to do it round the outside. Oh, actually he's fully ahead by the braking point. He leaves the door open a little bit, and Spectre's going to try and get that position. And they're still side by side. Let's ride on board. And The dude looks like he's got that position wrapped up for now. He does have slightly better tyres than Elite. So this will be the final lap, I think, unless anyone manages to cross the line with a little bit to go. Looks like, what was that? What happened there? I don't know if there was contact. Spectre really close behind. He doesn't want to give up this P5. It looked like a tiny bit of contact, and now they're side by side again. It looks like Elite Spectre actually has that position. Now, is he going to be able to duck? No, he's not. Thought he might try and go for the up and under, but well, his tyre's pretty dead as well. And I think that is P4 for Elite Spectre. Let's see what's happening a little bit further up. It looks like actually they're battling for the lead, so let's rewind that a little bit. So Perry must have got a much better slingshot out of that really long left-hander. He's trying to get the win here. And he's gone side by side, but like I said, you can't take this next corner side by side, so he has to yield for now. And he'll be thinking, well, there's 20 seconds left, they might get the extra lap, I don't know. If they do, that would be perfect for Perry. So the rounding, they've got 8 seconds left to cross the line. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Perry's got a run on him, there must be less than half a second in it. And I don't know what Zico did there. Did he brake before the finish line to try and stop himself from getting the final lap? Let's see. He does, he brakes. He thought that he was gonna not have to do the final lap, and he's kind of given up the race lead as a result. A big error there. But let's follow. Pasti finished P3, Do P4, Elite Spectre P5, Arfax P6, Simon P7, Andy Winters P8, Ben P9, and L. Ian gets the final point in P10. Then we have DB Elite, Mortal, 9Ball, Tapos, Krilla, and Turbo Boy. But let's follow this battle for the lead. Really strange what happened there. I think they did actually cross the line after the 15-minute mark, but the game let them do that final lap. And yeah, Perry's just running away with it now. But that incident with Elite Spectre is in the steward's room, so if he has a penalty, it might drop him out of the podium positions, to be honest, because the way that it works is if you get a post-race penalty, it goes on the last lap that everyone completed. So, for example, if he gets a 5-second penalty and Pasti was within that 5 seconds, then he would drop behind Pasti. The reason we do that is if you barge your way past everyone and make them spin and you get the extra lap and they don't, and you can get like a 20-second penalty, for example. It's not fair that, you know, you don't lose any positions. I mean, for example, Elite Spectre could have had that final lap. He was in P2 if he didn't have the spin. Really fast final lap though from Perry. So he's going to round the final corner. And he takes the victory on track. Zico in P2. And then Pasti is our other podium finisher. So a great debut from Pasti, much better. This is Zico's best result so far in ALR, getting the P2 after his pole position. So he's definitely on the up compared to what happened last week. Let's find the next replay. Feature. So it looks like Turbo Boy is going to be starting on pole position in his Mazda as well. So that's going to be a great opportunity for him to gap the other cars. Okay. let's do a quick tyre check to see if anyone's starting on the softs. This is going to be one of the tracks on the grid where multiple strategies are possible. 2 stops, probably the fastest for most of these guys. So Turbo Boy's starting on the softs, as is Krilla, and 9 Ball. Everyone else looks like they're on the mediums. So let's ride on board with Turbo Boy and let's see if he can keep the lead into turn 1. Don't really know what happened to him in the sprint, but obviously must have had a few incidents. Looks like Krilla didn't have the best start. He's already under a little bit of pressure from Tapos there. He doesn't want to lose that position because Tapos is on mediums. Everyone very close together here. And he is getting challenged by Tapos. It looks like he's just going to sweep around the inside. It looks like 9 Ball's going to follow him through. So, bad start to the race for Krilla, who was actually lifting in some of the flat out parts of the track there. Might explain some of his lack of pace. And is he going to try a move? No, he's defending from DB Elite now. He might get overtaken around the outside there. No, he manages to shut the door. The dodge is challenging Tapos now as well. You can't really go around the outside there though. And Mortal trying to get P5. He managed to snatch it off DB Elite. Now what's going to happen? Oh, a little bit of contact there. But they all managed to get around. And they're still side by side. And just ahead, 9 Ball's challenging as well. It's all kicking off here. 9 Ball managed to get past Tapos, and then DB Elite managed to sweep up into P4 ahead of Mortal and Krilla there. So he had a really good middle part of the lap. Oh, and he goes off. Never mind. Commentator's curse. And he's down into P7 by the looks of things now. Looks like a pretty decent start for Andy Winters up into 6th. Simon up into 10th as well. Is anyone gonna risk it and hit on lap 1? Doesn't look like it. Oh, Ben has. Okay, so he's getting off his mediums. He's gonna try and get an undercut on everybody. Pretty decent strategy if you can make the tires last. So I don't know if he's gonna be trying a 3-stop though. And someone has. Oh, what happened to Elian? Let's go back. And it looks like he just loses it on his own. He's all the way at the back of the grid now. Unlucky. So he's not having a very good round, Elian. He won the feature race last week, remember? And now he's got it all to do in this one. And he's a pit stop behind Ben. So let's see what's happening at the front. It looks like 9 Ball is chasing down Turbo Boy here. Both of them on softs. It looks like something's happened back here. Let's ride on board with Zico. So we've got Elite Spectre and Arfaxad ahead. Oh! Whoa! What happened? What happened there? Let's see. I don't know who that was. Oh! Okay, it was Mortal. Let's ride on board with Mortal, see what happened here. Very strange place to crash. He's going to challenge Krilla and try and get the move done. Oh, that's unlucky. He was just a passenger there. Krilla goes wide and he collects him as well. And he's going to have all the work to do, as well as Krilla, who's yeah, completely lost it there. And now, oof, he nearly got in the way of, I think that's his teammate actually. Yeah, but he managed to get out of the way there. So Ben already up into P13 after his early pit stop, and everyone else very close together. So Pasty's at the back of this. What's going on up here? Looks like Arfaxad and Zico are having a little fight. and Zico managed to get past Arfaxad there. Remember, P2 Zico in the sprint, so he started second last. He's already up into 7th now. So carving his way through the field really well. Oh, the mystery machines fighting. Not quite. Perry's worked his way up into P11 as well, starting at the back, so he's not made as much progress as Zico did. Oh, yeah, you can't stick your nose in like that, but luckily he backed out of it. And again. Doesn't look like anyone's challenging the position. Actually, Zico might be able to get a move done on Spectre. Oh, he tucks in behind for now. Oh, Spectre loses a bit of traction on exit there. Oh, he managed to save it. I've seen a lot of drivers do that actually, put their wheels on the dirt on the exit, trying to push for maximum speed out of the corner, but that can really backfire. Looks like DB Elite's trying to challenge Andy Winters now. Took it up behind him for now. Oh, it's all kicking off behind though. Oh yeah, we saw that incident in the stewards as well. So let's go back a little bit. So 3 wide heading into a corner where you can't go side by side, and this is exactly why you can't go side by side. So there's just not enough room for 2 cars basically, and one is always going to end up off the track if you try and hit it around the outside. So the dude loses 3 positions there, including to Perry and to Pasty. Alsace trying to defend against Perry there. And they actually do manage to go side by side there. Perry did put Spectre into the wall on the exit there in the sprint race. Now he's lost a position to Pasty as well. He's got better speed at the moment, probably because he was the one that had the slipstream of Arfax ahead of him. Now he's got the inside line for this corner. Looks like Perry's going to try the switchback, but now he's got the outside line again, and he's getting pushed really far to the edge of the track there. Gonna have to settle for P10 for now. Oh, a bit wide there from Arfax, gonna open the door for Perry potentially. Actually, Perry goes really wide there and just gifts the position to Pasty. And Pasty's in his way on the exit, so he couldn't even get the better exit. Very close racing between these guys, constantly changing positions as well. Now Pasty's got a run on Arfax. Arfax protecting the inside. Yeah, nothing, couldn't do anything there. And he has to slot in behind, and his compromised line into that final little chicane has allowed Perry to get past him quite comfortably there. A bit of overtake there from Perry. Now Ben's going to be challenging the dude. Remember, Ben is the only one that's pit so far. Actually pushes dude a little bit out of that corner. Yeah, Ben's got so much more grip. He is on the softer compound as well, but he needed clear air for this strategy to kind of pay off for him, because he's losing a bit of time now. Also has the fastest lap of the race so far. Expecting to see quite a few 50s though, later on in the race when everyone puts the softs on with lower fuel. Lifts off way before the braking zone just to make sure he doesn't collect these cars in front of him. Oh, don't say they're going to go side by side again. No, he backs out of it. I don't think I've ever seen people successfully go side by side through that corner. Oh, 9ball is the first of the front runners to pit. And this group are all challenging each other as well. So Andy is currently in the podium positions. And Zico in with a real good chance of getting a double podium this week. So where does 9ball come back out? Well, he's refueling. Oh, no, he's gone. Don't know what happened to him there. Maybe decided to call it a day. Doesn't make much sense if he's done that though, because he was in a really good position. So that really helps Turbo Boy out, because his closest challenger went in the pits and quit, which we don't like to see in ALR when there's lots of reserves that are really chomping at the bit to race basically. And Tate Boss is our highest placed medium runner. He's got quite a gap. Well, maybe 3, I would guess, seconds ahead of Andy, who's also on the mediums. And then Spectre having a good go of it so far in the feature, up into 4th. But under pressure here from Zico, who himself is under pressure from Simon. So nice to see. Simon was falling back a little bit in the sprint race, but he's actually making good progress in the feature. Oh, a little bit wide there from Zico. That's going to open the door for Simon for what will probably be quite an easy overtake. And Simon's into the top 5. Perry's closing in on these guys now as well, and Darfax as well. Oh, Perry's in the pits, and Darfax, and DV Elite. So this is definitely the 2-stop territory. I think everyone will be doing 2 stops. I'd be really surprised if anyone could pull off the 1 stop. Maybe Turbo Boy could. We'd have to do basically 11 laps on the softs for that to work. Ben's going to have a go at Pasty here. Pasty's hung on though, and he's got the inside line here. Ben would have to go all the way around the outside, but he's got the slingshot. He's managed to get it. Good overtake there, because that wasn't an easy thing to do. See where everyone came out from the pits. So it's like Perry stayed ahead of Arfax, and DB Elite's just behind him as well, with Krilla distant last place. And Elian getting held up a little bit from the Subaru in front of him. Andy Winters is also coming to the pits now. Looks like the dude's going to follow him, and there was a mistake there from Ben. Let's have a look. I think he might have lost traction on the exit, unless Pasty gave him a little punt. No, he just, yeah. He got on the power a bit too early, then went off power, then got on power again, and went a little bit into the wall there, and that's gifted Pasty that position. So I'm going pretty long on these mediums. So let's see where Andy came out. Andy is out ahead of Perry. Perry would have had the speed coming out of turn 1. And you'll have the warmer tyres as well. He's got the position, yeah. Inside line, easiest place on the track to do an overtake. And yeah, Andy couldn't get any kind of switch back, probably because his tyres aren't quite warm. As you could see there, he lost a little bit of traction in the middle of the corner. Looks like Elian managed to get past Maul now. Ah, that's why. And then he gets out of the way. Didn't protect the inside. Simon's looking after his tyres a little bit better than Zico here. They both potentially need to pit on this lap. I'm not sure that these mediums can go another lap without losing a lot of pace. Lapping in the 53s. And what about Turbo Boy? He's coming towards the end. He could potentially do another lap on these. Don't think he'll be able to do one stop. Maybe pit for another set of softs. Maybe that's what I would do if I was him. Do another soft stint and then a short medium at the end to kind of eke out as much advantage as you can. What about Tapos? Is he coming in yet? No, he's carrying on. Spectre looks like he's coming in, even though he had better tyre life. So potentially getting an overcut on Tapos. Simon's coming as well, but Zico has stayed out for another lap. Managed to get himself back into the 52s that lap at least. Pasty carrying on as well, but he's in the low 53s. And Perry is the top guy out of everyone who has made a stop. He's in P5 at the moment. And he's kept up with him though, after getting overtaken coming out of the pits. Having a much better week, Andy, compared to last week. Last week was a bit of a horror show for him. Oh, he's got a run. Perry's got the inside for this corner, and you're going to see how much of an advantage that is, because he could just consolidate that position fairly easy there. But Andy might try to duck down at this really long right-hander. I think I said it was a left-hander earlier. It's not. So this battling is helpful for the top 3. And also, DB Elite's really close to these guys as well. Turbo Boy finally comes into the pits. So is it going to just be a quick stop, or is he fueling? Yeah, he is putting some fuel in. Tapos also in the pits. And Turbo Boy is back out on another set of softs. So yeah, he's going to have to stop one more time. He's obviously just putting a little bit more fuel to make sure that he can do enough laps on this soft stint. So he should be pretty fast here with all this clear air. And Perry has now gone all the way up into P2, and Andy is into P3. So, what happened to Tapos? Tapos down into 12th. Looks like he's put loads more fuel in. Remember, he did a medium stint to begin with, and he's now on the softs. I don't know if he's going to try the one stop, actually. If he manages to pull that off, that would be really impressive. So let's have a look at the fuel levels of everyone. Ben behind him has a quarter of a tank less fuel than Tapos, so he's going to have a bit more pace. Tapos a big loser in that opening round of pit stops, going long, but he'll be able to go long on this stint as well. Good morning, dude, or afternoon. Oh, someone span mortals in the wall. What happened here? Is it the exit again? No. Simon lost a lot of time pitting a lap late. Yeah, he's down in 6th now. Lost out to the dude as well. Track position is really important because it is quite difficult to overtake when you're on the same tyre compound. Andy looks like he's just been overtaken from DB Elite there, so let's see what happened to him. Because DB's quite well, he's not in an overtaking position right now. Is Andy going to go a bit wide here? Oh, that was a very bold move from DB. I think just about acceptable. Caught Andy napping a little bit. Could have easily gone very wrong, but actually managed to pull it off well. But Simon's got better tyres than everyone in front of him at least. Looks like they're still battling actually. DB Elite having to defend a little bit now. Andy's going to have a better run out the final corner with the line that he's taken. He's going really wide here. Is he trying to get the switch back? That's not. Or maybe he just braked a little bit too late. He's got a run on at DB though now. What happened to Zico? Zico was making really good progress. Where's he gone? So Andy's got that position. But DB's going to brake later. And yeah. Andy loses a bit of traction. Might come under pressure now from the dude. Nearly went too wide, managed to avoid it. The two ahead are still fighting. I need a drink. Really close together, these guys. And this is great news for Perry, who's just managing to drive away in clear air while these guys are all fighting. Great corner. Oh, never mind. I was going to say great corner from the dude, but he just tried to, well, did it a little bit too aggressively on the exit there and went off track and lost position to his teammate. Andy is still hounding DB Elite here. He's got good pace at the moment, Andy. Great car, the Gen X. Definitely capable of winning races later in the season, especially on tracks where the tyre wear isn't as big as these opening 2 races. So Zico is in 8th now. Oh wow, look at this fighting going on. Let's go back a little bit and see what's... So those two, Arfax and Zico battling through the final chicane, which allowed Pasty to potentially get past both of them. He has to back out of it. But he did get past Zico. So Zico managed to get back into the top 8 just momentarily. He's not, well, he made really good progress through the grid. I don't know what happened in the pit stop window. Maybe he had a mistake somewhere, but he's dropped all the way back now. He was in the top 5 comfortably, and now he's battling with this group of cars. Elite Spectre is the same. Zico's down to 10th. He got overtaken by Elliott. Where's his pace gone? That's the question. His potentially race-winning pace from the sprint. Oh, and he's not protecting the inside line here. That's going to be quite a good overtake there from Elite Spectre. And now he's going to try and line up some cars in front, but Zico's going to potentially get a double overtake here. That's great. And Elliott got that corner all wrong. Lost 2 positions. Oh, that was a little bit naughty. And he managed to overtake her on the outside. Are they going to go side by side into this next corner? Let's see if they can do it. No, Spectre's going to back out. Kind of what you have to do when you're on the outside there. Now, Zico's kind of shook them off a little bit. Arfax. I wonder if it's Arfax causing a train, or if they're all just very similarly paced. Looks like someone just came into the pits. Oh, Zico's given himself some damage there. DB Elite's coming early for his second stop. And he's still got this damage, which means Elliott might be able to overtake him before the next corner. The undercut is massively strong around here, so DB Elite could have played a blinder, potentially, in his battle against Andy and Perry. I don't think Perry was too far ahead. Let's see where he's come out. He's got clear air as well, which is really important. And these two at the back just not having the best time. I think they're probably going to finish second last to last, them two. And that's how close the grid is. DB Elite was in P3 and he's now comfortably outside the top 10 just because of the pit strategy. Elliott's still trying to battle with Elite Spectre here. Actually looks like Perry's closed the gap on Turbo Boy. Let's have a quick look at their split time. So Turbo Boy lapping in the 50s and 51s. He had a 2:05. I don't think that was a pit. Was that his pit stop? I hope it was. Otherwise that was a... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think that was his pit stop actually. So he's lapping in the 50s, Perry's lapping in the 51s. The lap he pit though was 5 seconds quicker than Turbo Boy's. Turbo Boy did put a little bit of gas in. Andy Winter's coming into the pits, so let's see whose strategy worked out better, his or DB Elite's. Everyone's still battling here. Looks like Arfaxad and Pasty and Zico right behind them. It's going to be a drag race down to the hairpin. I think Arfax has a little bit more beads at the moment. Yeah, and Pasty was a... oh, actually Arfaxad's made a mistake there and it's potentially gifted that position. Not quite. He managed to get the inside line for the next corner and just do about enough. Zico really close behind these guys as well. Oh, great overtake there from Pasty. Oh, never mind. He's lost 2 positions. Never mind. And he might lose a third one to Spectre here. He's got the inside line for the next corner though, so he's just the favourite to keep that P7 for now. Elliott. These 5 are separated probably by only a second. Elliott managing to get past Spectre as well. The Spectre goes from challenging for P7 to dropping to 9th. Now let's have a quick look. DB Elite is comfortably ahead of Andy Winters there. Don't know why. Well, Andy's put in a lot more fuel. Maybe didn't calculate his fuel strategy, but I don't think you need 3/4 of a tank for the remaining 14 minutes of this race. So potentially a big error there strategically by Andy. Oh, what's going on? A little bit of bumpy. As some of the leaders are in the pits. Simon's going longer again. He's actually got, well, he'll probably have to pit this lap, I reckon. Maybe he'll get undercut by a few people again. Perry's come in early. So he's going to be doing a longer final stint on the softs compared to the stint that he just did. This promotes Zico back into the top 3. And gives them a little bit of breathing room from Arfax, but let's have a little look. So DB Elite has got past Perry. Perry put in a lot of fuel as well. Unless DB's underfueled, I don't know. I don't think he has. No, it's the Lexus. Of course he hasn't underfueled. He's just got a beast of a tank. So that's really helped DB Elite. So he's in net P2, I think. Not sure. Well, Ben's going to have to pit for his, I think this will be his 3rd stop actually. And then, yeah, Perry's quite a way behind DB Elite there. And then it's the dude ahead of Andy Winters. So the dude's jumped Andy in the pits. And then it's L. Ian. Arfaxad's had not the best pit strategy by the looks of things. So this, oh, and he goes wide. So this is great news for Zico and Pasty, who are battling, and Zico's off. And they actually do go side by side around that corner, but probably because they were going at a snail's pace to make sure they didn't collect each other. So they're battling, which is great for the other drivers. Is Simon going to come into the pits here? It looks like Turbo Boy's carried on for yet another lap. Simon's in the pits, Zico's coming in, and Pasty's coming in. They have to, they're out of fuel. Elite Spectre carrying on one more time. He's almost completely red. He's lapping in the 52s on the soft, so it's not the worst pace. And then DB Elite's already up into P3 and Perry P4. And then who's the next to drive through? It'll be the dude. So there they come. Luckily ghosts through Zico, and they're going to be side by side. Him and Zico, and Simon actually hasn't lost that much time despite pitting a bit later. He's going to have fresher tyres now as well. Zico going to challenge into the hairpin. He could have. Looked like dude was pretty slow braking. Maybe braked a little bit too early for that corner. He's doing a lot of tyre saving though, the dude, in these opening 2 rounds. Let's see, where's everyone else shook out? So Andy down into 8th now, because of overfueling, I think. We'll see at the end of the race. Ian P9, Pasty down to 10th. But he's ahead of Arfax, then there's Ben, Krilla, and then Mortal off track again, damn. Right, let's ride on board with Turbo Boy, our Mountain Dew liveried Mazda. He's having a very quiet feature race, kind of like how Ian had in last week. And he's kind of just comfortable. I quite like this livery actually, it's good. And then we've got Elite Spectre. He's surely going to have to pit now. And that's going to give P2 to DB Elite. Yeah, he's coming into the pits, which means DB Elite is going to take P2. Oh, as long as he doesn't glitch down a few positions like he has done. And then Perry in P3. So double podium on the cards for Perry. And it looks like the dude is going to take P4. As it stands, there's still 10 minutes to go though. Then Zico, and then Simon, who took a bit of a wide entry into turn 1. And it looks like Andy Winters has closed the gap a little bit. And then Elite Spectre's come back out in 9th. So he's going to have the freshest tyres out of everyone for this last portion of the race. Potentially be able to make some progress at the end there. Pasty, it rounds out the top 10. Arfax dropped right outside the top 10. Another Mountain Dew livery. I think I like the colour scheme on turbos a little bit better, but I don't like white liveries, to be honest. I like more colourful ones. Mountain Dew. Does anyone actually like Mountain Dew? It's a horrible drink, I think. So where is Where is the action? That's the question. It looks like the battle for P4 is where all the action is. Dude going really wide. Zico, also with an outside chance of a double podium, but he's got to overtake the dude and then try and track down Perry. After he made that mistake. Oh, and he's spun. Never mind. Never mind. He doesn't have an outside chance of a podium. He's down into P9 and it's going to be P10. And Turbo Boy's in the pits and I think he's going to come out comfortably ahead. Yeah, he's already out. On fresh tyres. He is on the mediums though, but DB Elite's on pretty dead soft tyres with 8 minutes left. And compare that to Perry's. He's might be in for a... I don't know, maybe he's going to have to pit again. He's got... What, how many laps left? 18, 19, 20. He's got at least 4 laps left. And his tyres are not doing very good here. He's already done, what, 1, 2... This is his 6th lap actually on these tyres. Defending masterclass. Okay, well, let's see how that goes. Because Perry's tyres, if he can't overtake you, he's only maybe 2 seconds behind at this point, with completely fresh tyres compared to DB. So if he can't take P2 off DB Elite, then some defending masterclass, yeah, potentially. How's the dude doing? He's in P4, Simon in P5, and it's all going on behind. It looks like, oh, who was that? Elite Spectre. Ah, right, yeah, this was reported. And he just kind of drives into the side of Spectre. Spectre into the barrier there, and he had the tyre advantage on these guys as well, and he's just... his chances of finishing in the top 10 are pretty much over there. He's had a few incidents in both races now. Looks like Zico and Pasti are battling, and well, Zico had that mistake as well, and he's trying to work his way back through the field. Oh, you can't go side by side here. Is this going to work? Zico's having to go around the outside. Very close together, these guys. Any little mistake, he's probably going to lose multiple positions. Oh, Andy. Oh, you can't even see. Can't even see what he did. Right, let's go back. So Andy is at the head of this little pack. Is he going to brake too late? Let's see. Oh, a little bit naughty there for Pasti. Both of them in the wall. Andy's got damage. There we go. I think I lost connection a little bit there. So Andy down into P9, also lost out to Elian, and Pasti's now challenging Zico, trying to get that position as well. But Zico's got a little bit more traction on the exit there, and he continues on into P6. Let's see what's happening at the front. Perry has caught up to DB. Look at how dead his tyres are. Andy's wide there. He's going to get a pretty good exit though, by the looks of things. Now Perry, this is probably the best part of the track for Perry to overtake, because the grip here when you've got fresher tyres is massive. He's managing to pull alongside DB Elite, and oh, DB placing his car very well there. It's meaning that Perry's got to kind of compromise his lines. And he survives another lap. I don't think he's going to be pitting. He's not going to risk giving up P2, although if he did come out, he probably would come out ahead of the dude. There's quite a big gap. Now is Perry going to be able to get a better run out the final corner? It doesn't look like it. don't know if it's just this stream or if Perry's over revving it. You can rev the McLaren quite a lot, but let's see. Is he actually losing any time though? Not really. What do I know? I'm only a tier 3 driver. And he's going to try and move around the outside. He's going to have better grip on the exit here. But again, DB Elite's protecting the inside for this next corner. Oh no, I thought he was going to leave the door open a bit, but it shut again. And now, Perry's got a great chance. If he could stick it around the outside of this next corner, DB's defending the inside of every single corner here. He's going to try the slingshot round the outside, around the exit, but it wasn't good enough. DB going defensive again. Yeah, there's just nothing Perry can do at the moment, and he's got the inside line again for this next corner, unless Perry decides to... No, he doesn't. DB's car's in the way. Yeah. Oh, I don't think that... Yeah, I think he's lifted a little bit to give DB that position back, because that wouldn't have been a good overtake. Yeah, DB is putting his car in the right position on the exit of every corner, which is a little, stopping Perry from getting the momentum on the exit with the better grip. Perry's kind of trying some different lines to see what he can do, but nothing seems to be working actually. And this will... Well, it's either the penultimate lap or the final lap. I think Turbo Boy's... Oh, he's got a much better exit out of turn 1. So this is going to be it for Perry now. It's just going to be a drag race to the next corner. DB might not have the inside line for once. And DB decides to brake early to try and get a slingshot out. And the door's been left open by Perry. He's going to have to stick it with better traction around the outside if he's going to get P2. Looks like he might have got it for now. And he's gone very defensive. It's definitely not over yet. DB's taking very... Oh no, that's it now. Yeah, and Perry's gonna run away with P2, I think, as a result. He put up a really good fight, but he just doesn't have the tyres, DB Elite there. But P3 should be pretty decent as long as he can keep it on track for the next few seconds. Really good result for the GR Supras, 4 and 5, and they had a pretty decent sprint race as well. DB Elite was P2 in the championship at the start of the day, so lost a little bit of traction on the exit there. And they're quite a way ahead of Zico now. Arfax managed to recover back up to P7. Pasti and Elian battling. So here's the three drivers who were in Tier 3 last season. Arfax, Pasti and Elian. Elian's going to brake late. And puts Arfax in the wall there. So DB Elite gets P3, the dude gets P4, Simon gets P5, Zico P6, Pasti crosses the line in 7th, Elian 8th, Ben 9th, Elite Spectre 10th, Andy Winters, who? Elite Spectre 11th, Andy Winters 12th, Krilla in 13th, and Mortal will, wow, he's a distant P14. Damn. But yeah, Turbo Boy gets the final lap, Perry gets the final lap for the second race in a row. And it looks like it's going to be a comfortable victory for Turbo Boy. Let's just ride on board with him. Let's see how he takes these last few corners. Very fresh medium tyres. He's been lapping in the 52s. Perry's also been lapping in the 52s, but also he had a little bit of traffic with DB Elite and dead tyres, which helps Turbo Boy. Turbo Boy had no traffic all race. looks like DB Lee's got the fastest lap as well at 50.2. Insane pace. So this will be, I don't know if this is Turbo Boy's first win in Tier 2. I think it is. Won many times in Tier 4, gets a win in Tier 2 in the Mazda RX Vision. Great result for him. Perry follows up his victory in the sprint race with P2 in the feature. Did great at carving his way through the field in the early part of the race. Now, let's have a quick look at the standings. Pre-stewards. We don't have the stewards results yet. We have Perry is in P1 at the moment with 59 points. Well, we'll see if that continues to be the case. P2 is still the dude, so he's managed to overtake Elite Spectre, but behind Perry. He's 7 points behind at the moment. He's also been reported in the stewards. And we've got DB Elite in third, despite not scoring in the sprint race. He got that podium in the feature, so that's his second feature race podium of the season. He's got 46 points. Same as his teammate Zico, so they're top of the constructor standings, ahead of the GR Super Boys. And then we've got Turbo Boy, our feature racer, in 5th place. Then we got Elite Spectre, drops from 1st to 6th there after a night to forget. Then L Ian, again, another one who was right at the top. He's dropped down to 7th after a 10th and a 9th place. Then Big Beaver, another one who, well, his season started great. He had a P2, and then he's had a 10th, a 9th, and a 10th. And he's in 8th now. And then Simon, much better round for him, in 9th. And Pasty's in the top 10, despite only racing in this round, with Gilles, who missed this round, in 11th, and Tapos 12th. So yeah, that's it for me. We've got Nürburgring 24-hour layout next, so that's going to be chaos. I'm going to enjoy watching that one.